Morning, everybody. Happy Conscious Coffee Day, Wednesday. It has been a busy couple days for me. Got rid of my youngest two for a couple of days. They were at their dad's house and they're coming back today. So the days that I don't have my children, I am full-time entrepreneur and mompreneur, just cranking out the hustle and getting everything done and everything so that I can kick back into pretty much 100% full-time mommy mode when my chitlins get here. So they are going to arrive in probably an hour and a half or so, and I thought, better jump on. Okay, morning conscious coffee is supposed to be in the morning. I mean, when I originally started this, I did it at 6 a.m. every single day. I was doing conscious coffee around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I look back to some of those early day conscious coffees and I just go, wow, girl, how'd you do that? Like, talk about commitment and trying to push through, like committing to pushing through boundaries and hurdles and feeling like, hey, there's a space of fear, a space of weakness right here, and this is exactly where I need to lean in. This is exactly where I need to feel in. This is exactly where there is so much potential for growth, because I felt so much resistance around it. And resistance is always a sign that there is something that there's a breakthrough potential, that we're holding ourselves back, that we are not stepping fully into who we are and the alignment of our soul, alignment of what God Creator Universe has in store for us, which is that soul reflection, that soul feeling. And when we feel that resistance, it just means that we are not being 100% who we are born to be. Speaking of which is exactly what today's topic is actually on, feeling into it. Yesterday I had a whole bunch of coaching appointments, and I did a coaching call with a beautiful client of mine, and she is just, I adore her to death. So if you're catching this, love, you're gonna, like, here we go. I told you I was gonna use your story. So, but there was this moment where I remember her saying, because we were going through a whole bunch of different stuff, and she just said to me, she's like, yeah, but how do I know? How do I know what to do? How do I, I experienced this version of myself and I loved it. And she was talking about surrender, and it was such a beautiful thing, because she was just like, this is just like, I didn't know that surrender could be so awe-striking, so blissful, so yummy, but I experienced surrender, and it was just breathtaking. I was like, yep, that's what true surrender is. And she thought that it would be this loss of power, this feeling of, I don't know what she was thinking, but she was thinking that it was not a positive experience. It would not be a positive feeling coming in with that, because surrender is such a scary word, right? And then she experienced it, and then she's like, well, I don't know what I did to achieve this. So I've been trying to figure out how I did it so that I can go back and recapture that feeling, go do it again. I want that version of myself more. I want more of that version of me. And I started laughing. I was like, you can't, there's nothing here that you can do where you can go 1, 2, 3, here it is, 1, 2, 3, here it is. Surrender is a letting go process. It is a complete and total release of the restriction that we are putting on ourselves. So it is that full alignment to core, to soul, and that is where we experience that feeling of surrender. That is where we just kind of let it all go, because we merge with exactly who we are. Somebody's messaging me, and I'm like, all right, don't message me right this very second. Pop onto Conscious Coffee, people. So that space of surrender is a feeling, right? And when we experience a good feeling, such as the one that she talked about, we typically want more of it. So how do you achieve that more of whatever that positive, turned on, ignited, just smooth, just that, that's that state of just yumminess, whatever that feeling might be, where we want more? How do we get it? Well, I just said there's not a 1, 2, 3 to get to it. All of these feelings are about surrendering to the feeling, about surrendering to that aspect of self, releasing resistance. And how we do that is, number 1, to let the dog out so that she doesn't have an accident. Hold on. So how we do that is to feel into it. It is all about feeling into it. And here's the thing, and I was trying to share this with her yesterday on it, is that the feeling into anything is that we feel, and you'll hear it, I have like a whole course created called Feel Good Now. And that Feel Good Now, or even my Unstoppable course that I'm going through with a group of ladies right now, which is about unstoppable power, it's really all about tapping into our core, into our GPS, and the feeling of what we need to do, what we want to do, what feels good in that moment, because the feel good now is the trigger to accessing all of that yumminess. It's how we access our, that surrender. It's how we access our joy. It's how we access our happiness. It's how we access our bliss. It's how we access turn on. It's how we access being magnetic and vibrant. This, this vitality that you can see, the light in somebody's eyes and everything. We see that because of there's a state of surrendering to the feeling, that feel good now sensation. And when we tap into feel good now, what does that mean? Does that mean that, maybe it would feel good for me to drink a whole pot of coffee? No, actually it's not going to feel good for me to drink a whole pot of coffee, right? That's going to dehydrate my body. It's going to cause anxiety in me because there's too much caffeine in a whole pot of coffee for me. I'm a 2-cup girl, and that's that with that. But and some people might say, well, if it would feel good for me to go and drink 2 bottles of tequila, or just to crash on the couch for the next week and eat, a tub of ice cream every day and fast food. I just want to be lazy and lounge around. Does that really truly feel good, or is that a mask? There is a big difference between the feel good that masks us from the things that we need to do, and the true feel good sensation. And what I'm talking about is that true feel good sensation. That true feel good sensation is about health. It is about well-being. It is not something that is going to be detrimental to us. It's not self-sabotaging. It's not something that is going to eat away at our mental state, our emotional state, our physical state, or our spiritual state in any fashion. It's actually going to support all of those states of being, and that is where that well-being comes in. It is a freeing area of our life because it feels so good. So when we tap into that, and these things, you'll notice, and when we start to tap into that feel good, the things that feel good to us, that are on this right path, let's just call it the right path, they're going to almost light up. They're going to kind of like get a green light to them. It's kind of like you're driving down the freeway, and if you were just to follow the green lights, and if a light turns green, you turn that direction. If the light stays green on the road and you just stay green on that, yes, you're going to end up going all over the place like this, but imagine what you're going to see. Imagine what you're going to experience. Imagine all these new places that you're going to be able to explore and experience. In life, it is very similar to that. When we put out a goal of, I want to manifest whatever it is. Now let's pick on money or something, or let's pick on a soulmate, okay? Let's pick on, I want to manifest my soulmate. So I'm going to, these are the characteristics of my soulmate. This is something that this is what she looks like, is a personality character like, right? This basic generalized, and it needs to be general on these things, but this is what I want. I want to experience a soulmate relationship, which feels like this to me. This is the sensations that I'm going for, that I believe the relationship will bring to me. So we put that out into the universe, okay? Out there. That is our goal. That is our desire, our dream. And now, in order to achieve it, they would just focus in and go, are you my soulmate? Are you my soulmate? Are you my soulmate? Are you my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? My soulmate's not showing up. Oh my God, where's my soulmate? I've been at this for 2 months, and my soulmate hasn't found me yet, and I haven't found my soulmate. Where's my soulmate? See, what we're doing there is we're putting ourselves into anxiety. We're putting ourselves into fear. We're looking at the not having of the soulmate. So how would your soulmate want somebody that is acting like that, experiencing life like that, living in that kind of anxiety, that kind of fear? Probably not. You probably have a soulmate characteristic of somebody that is confident, comfortable in their own skin, fun-loving, easygoing, good listener, open-hearted, compassionate, right? Playful, all these different things. They're not going to be attracted to this needy, desperate energy of where's my soulmate, where's my soulmate, where's my soulmate, and that anxiety that comes with that. And that's a complete desperation energy because it's focused on scarcity. It's focused on the not having of the soulmate instead of the feel-good feeling of what it would be like with this soulmate in our life. Now, the same feeling that you think that this soulmate person is going to bring into your life, you can access that feeling in numerous areas of your life. You can bring that feeling just by closing your eyes and meditating on that feeling for just 5 minutes. You can charge up that feeling in your body and you can get yourself closer to it. Now, when you do something as simple as that 5-minute meditation around that feeling, guess what you do? Now you start calling in other opportunities to have that feeling appear to you, have that feeling come into your life. Those are those green lights. When they light up, go toward it. Go toward it, because here's the thing. When you start going towards those green lights that light up with that same feeling that that soulmate supposedly is going to bring to you, guess what direction you're actually going? Now you're on the GPS track to going towards your soulmate, because your soulmate, this person that is going to bring all this in, that your heart and soul is sold on, you just like, yes, this is what my life is going to be like. You start making your life like that prior to that, and all of a sudden you find yourself at the doorstep of, yes, your soulmate opportunity. So now there is a soulmate opportunity coming in, and you're like, oh wow, look at this person. Like, they have, like, oh my God, on my list of like all of this, they have this, and it feels like this. And I'm so much in this state of awe. I'm so much in this, just like, I feel like, you know, a little kid in a candy shop. This can't be real. That right there, that is how you magnetize yourself to something. It is through the feeling of, but you've got to bring the feeling of what you're wanting into the here and the now by captivating it in lots of different areas, not focusing and fixating on this state of desperation, which is also going to show up as overwhelm, anxiety, fear, uncertainty, doubt, resistance, all of this kind of stuff, because that is exactly what it is. And it's really more of that state of like anxiety or frustration, overwhelm, that kind of stuff, which has this needy sensation to it. And we charge that out into the world, and all of a sudden that repulses everybody else. It causes resistance and it pushes people away from us. It is the least magnetizing thing that we can do, because who wants to be around that needy, desperate, scarcity mindseted person except for somebody else who is in that exact same state of being, because like attracts like in this category, okay? So it is that magnetism too. So if you look around and if you're hanging out with a bunch of people that are caught in fear, that are caught in desperation, that are in scarcity mindset, that are like, oh, but I don't have, that's great for you, but or talking crap and being bitter and everything, well, then you're probably going to have a lot of that energy too upon yourself, because you're now feeding yourself with that. So be cautious as to the people that you choose to hang around. This is why some people must leave our lives and some people stay in our lives. Sometimes relationships do this. Sometimes they go away, they heck out there, and then they start to come back, and then that's not going to happen. And it's because when we are ebbing and flowing in our feeling state, in that emotional state, and where we're at and what we're thinking, and which brings us to what we're feeling and how we're acting, right? How that all happens, we're going to call in different people, and some people hang out there. And if you're not liking how your friends and your family are acting and what you're seeing there, and if you're just like, why don't they get that? Why are they so caught in this? Why are they being so blah, blah, blah? And it's this negative, low vibration charged feelings that you're picking up from them. You need to check yourself. You got to check yourself, because the more you hang out with people like that, here's the truth. You are going to become very much like the people that you hang out with. So there is that sphere of influence. You influence them, they influence you. If you got 10 people in your life and they're all acting a certain way, and you got one person in your life that's over here that is high vibe in it, but these 9-10 people are low vibe in it, and you spend more time with the 9-10 than you do with the one, then guess where you're going to be? You're going to be over here in the low vibe, and you're not going to be magnetizing the things that you want. You can have all these beautiful dreams, all these beautiful desires. You can work your ass off to try to get there. But if your sphere of influence is bringing you down, then there's only one person that can change that. And that person is you, of course, which means, unfortunately, that you've got to make some changes in relationship situations, which means put a little bit of space. It doesn't mean that you have to drop everybody like a hot potato, which some people you probably will drop like a hot potato, or they will drop you. Don't get your panties in a wad. Don't get your feelings hurt and everything like that, because that's just part of relationship. And the reality is do you want your life, your existence, your opportunities to be like those people that are low vibing over there? They're caught in drama and trauma and pain and all this crap? Or do you want that life that you claim that you want? Do you want that feel-good stuff? Do you want that charged up, high vitality, freedom-based life, that fuck yes life? Because if you want that fuck yes life, then you got to increase that vibration for it. You got to shift the shit in your head and get your emotions in check with that, and then your actions will follow. And that also means that your people, your tribe, those people that you're hanging out with, some will stay, some will go. You're going to have to find new. It's perfectly fine. It's part of the path. And what you're going to notice is that the people that you call in, guess what? It is back to the feeling. Hang with the people that make you feel good. Hang with the people that have those green lights popping, that get you charged up, that keep you high vibrational, that are in support, that are, like are go-getters. A person with goals is never going to hang out with a person that doesn't have goals for very long. You've got to have certain characteristics there, like that is a frequency, that is a vibration to match. And when our peeps just are not in alignment and they're just like, I don't really care, I'm perfectly happy sitting here on the couch watching TV all day and not really doing much with my life, I'm completely content with that, and you've got all these goals, realize that that is a relationship that is going to drift. It is. It's just going to drift, and it's just not going to be able, unless this person goes, oh, I've always said and got goals, I want this, I want that, I want that, then they have the opportunity to come back. But if you're growing, they're not, the relationship's going to do this. And that is any relationship, absolutely any relationship. Number one issue in marriages, in committed relationships where two people are together, is this right here, is that one person refuses to grow and the other person grows. And then they do this, and then they wonder why separation happens, why fighting happens, why this stuff happens. And I can tell you, it's because one person's growing, one person has goals, one person has desires, one person's vibration is much higher than the other person's, and this person is only going to go so far with that kind of meeting, that kind of resistance before they're like, and I have to break free from this. Or this person will just go and get into this state of frustration and anger and bitterness because they see their partner growing and advancing and turned on and ignited. So they basically do something that pushes that person away and allows them to remain in this state of just doldrums, negativity, low vibe. And this person right here, they're going to go boom, boom, like that, and just keep going. Just keep going. That's why you see like different relationships. And it's amazing because I've done so much relationship coaching over the last decade plus of my coaching career. And even in my personal life, I've witnessed this where, you have one partner where it is, this resistance here, and this person is growing, and then you see the breakup, and this person just kind of goes like this, and this person has that little bleep where they're like, okay, bounce back, but they're resilient enough and they bounce back, and the next thing you know, they just keep on growing and growing and growing, and you're like, well, why is that person so turned on? And it has all this kind of stuff. And imagine if they had stayed together, wouldn't they have, like, that would have been so much better for them. But this growth potential could not have happened with them together because it was constant fighting going on. Energetic here, okay, is energetic resistance, this tether, because this person is kind of like a tether holding down, and this release had to happen. And this person, as long as they don't want to change, they're just going to remain right there. But this person growing, the vibration just keeps carrying them. And, it's just like the wind beneath their wings. And they're going to fly, and they're going to create and do and have this amazing life and all that kind of stuff, as long as they don't let this tether, when it breaks, pop them down like this and destroy them, which that happens too. So you have to, you have to kind of get used to the idea that there is, all relationship ebbs and flows, and all relationship comes and goes, and some relationships do stay the lifetime, but it is kind of this thing, and they must travel together in vibration, in close vibration, to stay consistent and actually last. Otherwise, Otherwise, they will break. They will break. It's inevitable. But it is all about the feeling. You want to know who your people are. You want to know who your tribe is. Go towards the green lights. Who are the people that turn you on? Who are the people that ignite you? Who are the people that make you go, wow, I want to learn from that person. I want to talk to that person. When I'm around that person, I feel so good. I feel just so open, so relaxed, so, like so comfortable, so pumped up inside. Like they ignite my soul. That's the people you want to hang out with. That's the people that are turning you on, okay? Because turn on's not just a sexual thing. Turn on is an ignition of the soul. It's a high frequency. It's just as like, I feel good. I feel so good when I'm around that person. That's the people that you want to get with. That's the people that you want to work with. If you're in small business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're doing different things, do not work with people that bring you down. Like this, like here, it's just not good. You can have a couple of them in there, but you need to have 80-85% of your people that you're working with need to be of the right frequency, because otherwise your people will pull you down. And I have had moments in my past where I've had clients where I've had too big of a group of clients that are pulling me down, and it gets 280, and I start to hate my work. I start to hate my message. I start to hate just what I'm doing, and it's because I got too much negativity. And I'm like, wow, I am so out of vibration with my clients. There's too much resistance here. So then I have to go in and sever some relationships, and that's never fun, but it has to happen. And then you go back and you start building, and all of a sudden you get this new blood, new growth, new vibration, and you get these dynamic people, and it's just like just grows, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You work with different colleagues, like we're doing different events and co-teaching and all that kind of stuff. There is a frequency there. Don't work with somebody that you can't actually fly high with. If you're a co-teacher, if you're a co-facilitator of something, you're doing different stuff like that, then you definitely want to make sure that the people that you are working with, that you are in community with, that you are in similar frequency, vibration, thought, and feeling around things, because otherwise there's going to be resistance no matter what the relationship is. Work, love, family, friendship, even just associations. Pay attention to the feelings that people bring up in you. Do you dip away from yourself? Do you step out of who you are? Do you step back? Do you retract your energy when you get around somebody because you're fearful that they can't handle your high vibe? If you're being forced into retraction, that is not your person. It is definitely not your person. Step the fuck away from that person, because that person is causing you to retract your energy, which is going to lower your frequency, and that is never going to get you to where you want to be. So about the feeling in the dating world. And this is like I was talking to my client yesterday, and she's like, but how do I do that? I'm like, follow the feeling. Like if this person is turning you on, if you're feeling open, if you're feeling that state of surrender, that state of excitement, enthusiasm, go that direction. Hang with people like that. Do more things that bring that energy up in you. Follow the feeling, and you can't go wrong. That is how you get to your promised land. That is how you access your fuck yes life. That is how you access your dreams, your desires, is by following that feel good feeling. So in the comment section, you're going to see a link to Feel Good Now. It's my home study course on this very topic. It's a really actually intense workshop that I have put together on that. If you want to access a little bit more and learn some of the daily steps and tips and tricks that I do on a daily basis to maintain a higher frequency, how I work through some of that low frequency stuff when it comes up, the emotional ebbs and flows, how to process through that stuff, I have put together this course where I really give you all the stuff that I pay attention to, have learned through the course of time and experience, to really just keep that feeling elevated, and how to move through some difficult, challenging struggles and times. So that is all in there. Make sure you click on the link in the comment section if you are interested in that. If I've said anything in this Conscious Coffee this morning that has touched you, made you think of somebody, made you, whatever, please hit the share button. Let's see, Addison, follow the Feel Good Road, follow the Feel Good Road, follow. Yes, it really is. It is like the yellow brick road here. And it is, that's how you do it. You just follow it. So if I've touched you in any way, please hit the share button. Help me share Conscious Coffee out there with the world, one person at a time, helping them feel better, because guess what? We can really be, I should say, the change that we want to see in the world. And it starts by expanding out that feel-good feeling. It starts by paying attention to the frequency, the vibration, the ripple that we are making in this world. And that comes a lot from what we're thinking, how we're feeling, and the actions that we are taking. So what does your ripple say about who you are in this life? How are you touching those around you? What is the vibration that you are bringing into this world? And as always, stop existing, start living. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. I will be here tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. I love you guys, and I will catch you later with another Conscious Coffee. Bye.